Howdy folks, and welcome back to our story. Now in the last couple of episodes, we slowed things down a bit and hit the northern Utah wilderness for some family time and a thorough shakedown of our new trailer. Now we're up against the clock as reality sets in and we head eastbound for a family wedding in Tennessee. But just as we were settling into our 1,600 mile drive, we were stopped in our tracks when a loud boom resonated through the cabin and our first day of quote-unquote easy travel began to get interesting.
I've come to an abrupt stop. Something's up.
And giant hole. I hear it.
Flat tire.
Yep.
Over the past 10 years, we've tested multiple tires, and out of all of them, these Falcon MTs have been our favorite all-around tire for mud, snow, sand, ice, and relatively quiet on-road travels when compared to other mud terrains. But needless to say, seeing this tread separate from the tire itself gave us just a bit of trepidation since we weren't sure what caused the failure. We're just thankful it all held together until Sarah could get to the shoulder instead of going on a wild ride if it had self-destructed at 75 miles an hour. A quick thermal check showed that it wasn't a heat issue from a tire that was going down slowly, so now we'll have to get it off to inspect things a bit more closely to figure out the cause of the issue. I've been carrying this jacking jack stand for a couple of years now for cases like this, where we could do a quick tire change without breaking out the old high lift. But with the tire completely shot and rim resting flat on the ground, it wouldn't fit under the axle or lift the chassis high enough to get it off the ground. So, back to the old-fashioned method we went. The key in any situation like this is to not get in a hurry. Whether you're on the side of the interstate or on the side of the trail, having extra eyes also helps when we get tunnel vision on fixing an issue.
Oh, hang on.
With so much weight off the rear axle, the parking brake wasn't going to keep us stable, so we needed to break out the wheel chocks for the trailer to keep things from moving around on us. With Aspen's rear end sitting a little bit higher in the air, I was finally able to get the jacking jack stand under the axle, which made things a lot more stable. Now any tire is susceptible to damage from debris, but this is our first load range E tire that we've ever had an issue with, even out of all of our abusive travels. In fact, we became so confident in load range E tires that we made a bold move and only carry one spare now, which saves us about 100 pounds and frees up the nose of the Voyager trailer for dual 20-pound propane tanks. But it seems like Murphy's Law has swooped in to give us a good reminder that anything that can go wrong will go wrong, even after 10 years of smooth sailing. While we knew there was an inherent risk with only one spare, we also carry a repair kit that has saved us and others with a simple plug or patch. But today, we're dealing with a near catastrophic failure. The good news is that the wheel and tire combo on the trailer also matches our rig. So in a worst case situation, we could rob one off of the trailer and get back to civilization for replacement, although with a little bit more headache with the travel back and forth.
Now for everyone's favorite part of the show. The manual torque wrench. Click, click. Click, 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 click. Let's look and see if we can see what happened. And that's just the cord. It looks like maybe something got it there.
Is that?
That's a rock.
Okay.
I mean, maybe something right there, but it delaminated this tread of the tire. It's separated, but that could have just been the time that we got to the side of the road. Maybe we did hit something right there.
We had to have. There's no other markings. Thanks.
Now the big question is, do we push on with zero spares and hope the blowout was from road debris, or do we put suspicion on the integrity of the other 3 tires in light of no conclusive evidence as to the cause of the blowout? For now, we decided to roll carefully into Cheyenne for lunch and see if we could find a replacement before rolling east again.
All right, well, we tried checking with Big O Tires, and
the best we could probably do is getting one tomorrow if it all worked out. So we're not going to stick around for that. I guess we're going to press on, go in here, have some lunch at Chick-fil-A, and see if there's not maybe some tire store down the road that has a Balkan MT, which is kind of hard to find right now. So let's go eat,
Regroup.
relax, regroup, figure out next steps.
Well, I was going to film a couple little clips of us eating Chick-fil-A, but we were so hungry and busy trying to find a tire that didn't even think to do that. Now, Walmart for a few little odds and ends, fuel, and then figure out what to do. Yeah.
With no luck finding a replacement in stock, we decided to press on carefully and call a few tire stores along our route to see if maybe we could intercept a replacement on our way east. Our little event on the side of I-80 had us set back several hours, and it was clear we were going to have to drive into the night if we were going to make the campground we had reserved. But as we drove, massive supercells began to pop up around us, bringing into question what kind of weather we'd be up against if we pressed on. So it took a minute to pull off for fuel and a fresh diaper while I inspected the radar. With massive hail, high winds, and random tornadoes popping up around us, we switched our priority from trying to make miles to putting distance between us and the worst of the cells. Thankfully, we spotted a state park in one of the safer zones and made our way along some strangely slick county roads to hunker down for the night.
You look lost.
Yeah, right? I don't think you're supposed to be out here.
I don't think so either. You're supposed to be on that side of everybody else. Hershey Beach. Okay, right there. Nice and wet.
Alrighty.
Guess we'll have to fill it in, yeah?
Yeah. We'll do our best.
I feel like they have a lot to offer for Smorgasbord.
Man, whatever's quick. It's been a wild day.
Yeah.
I like how the red lights are keeping the bugs away, though.
Yeah, it's a
Or
nice job, huh?
I should say, not attracting them. There's like 8 mosquitoes in the car just from those few minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
With rain moving in, Sarah quickly assembled one of our infamous smorgasbords, and we retreated to the cabin to wait out the storms while keeping a close eye on the radar for anything that would require us to skedaddle. Alright, well, another long night. Touch and go, up every hour or so just to check the radar, make sure no severe storms and tornadoes were imminently heading our way. It's never fun to camp in the middle of a tornado watch area. Thankfully, we saw what was happening and was able to hold up from the worst of the storms. If we'd gone to the campground we had marked, we would have been in the thick of it literally all night long. So, word of advice, if you're ever traveling through Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, look way ahead on the weather. Still, not a bad spot. I will say this state park needs some TLC, but it's perfect for what we needed last night. But we gotta get on the road because we have another day of potential storms and tornadoes. So I'm gonna try and get as far ahead of it as we possibly can and then try to decide how we're gonna best weather it out tonight. Just a heads up, if you are going to travel through Nebraska and you're looking for places to camp, there is very little to zero public land, so there's no free camping. What you're going to want to do is get on their state website and get their state park permit, which for a single day non-resident I think is like, what was it, $12? Annual is like $60. So depending on how many times you're going to camp in Nebraska, pick one of those. Based on what we see at this campsite, that we had to pay not only our entry fee but also our camping fee, so a total of $22. If you can, drive on through Nebraska. Sorry, but at least this campsite, the state doesn't seem to care much about it. It's run down and there's trash everywhere, but we're still thankful for it. Glad we had a spot to stop last night. All right, on to better hunting grounds. sleep last night?
Yeah, I guess. A little bit.
Good morning. Late night, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready for some breakfast?
Yeah.
This is a new venture for us.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. After a long night of storm watching and a somewhat anemic snack supper, we figured we deserved a hearty breakfast. So Sarah, being the ever-enthusiastic foodie,
See if I can leave my hat on so nobody can see my hair.
spotted a place with good reviews to try out. And while we could certainly whip up a delicious meal in the trailer, we like to break up the monotony of long-distance travel by stopping in at a few different restaurants along the way. This time, we hit a home run with great ambiance, spectacular service, and delicious breakfast samplings. That's a lot of food, y'all.
It is a lot of food.
You gonna eat that? Thankfully, it turned out that the forecast was wrong for the day, so we were greeted by mostly fair skies with not a storm in sight as we made our way out of Nebraska, across a corner of Iowa, and into the heart of Missouri, where we were hoping for a peaceful place to crash for the night. Honestly, we were getting over the constant drama that seems to have followed us around this year. Again, we've chosen a state park, which we found to usually be some of the best camping options when traveling across the country.
I like that.
Hi. Big day today, huh?
Big day.
Big day.
She did great though.
You did really good. She's a little bit dirty. All right, another long day. Traveling with a baby, long distance. Well, if you've had one, then you know. But we're here. And when you're back east, you kind of have to do the campground thing because there's very little to zero public land to disperse camp in. But this one is so deserted right now, at least on this side, kind of feels like we're out in the middle of nowhere. Tonight, we're going to take advantage of one of our favorite things on this trailer, and that is loads and loads of hot water. It's shower night, y'all, and we need it. Listen to those southern sounds.
Yeah.
What you making?
Chili.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Something quick and easy.
Yep. We all went showers tonight, so.
Are you ready for more bites? Here comes Sissy with your bites.
Good job. And it already has cheese and sour cream in it.
I'll buy a beer.
That's really good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
In the bite?
I'll be chucking it right now because it's so hot.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, good morning, folks. That was probably one of the best sleeps in a while. We were comfortable, no severe storms, no bad weather,
No wind.
nice toasty showers, and the song of the South playing in the woods around us. It was nice. It was real nice. And Abigail only got up once? Good stuff. All right, another run today, but first we gotta get a little bit woken up here. Good morning. You ready to go?
No.
By the way, this tent, next level. I mean, next level. And we've been using a lot of tents over the years. It might be my favorite so far. It's insane how much space there is up there, and the quality is something that I just haven't seen in a tent yet. So yeah, we're probably 6 nights in, I guess 5 or 6 nights in using it, and it's a winner. Do you have any comments this morning? Anything you want to add? Huh? This is our shower setup that we've had for quite some time. This is what we used last night, and I love it because it pops up pretty quick and you can move it wherever you want, as opposed to having something that's mounted solid on the trailer. Now there's pros and cons to both, obviously, but for now this is working for us. And we've actually got a little friend in here, one of the South's strangest bugs probably, and this is just a little stick bug. There you go. Crawl around a little bit for us. Is that not crazy? So this is where the shower controls go, and they just pop in this little port. Boom. Right like that. And then you got your shower wand with a little switch, and it's even got 3 settings. So if you're really trying to get spot blasted loose, you got that, and then you got this guy, and then we just pass it through this little cutout, and you got your shower. And then all the hot water duties are handled by the Truma Combi unit, which does both our cabin heat and our hot water. There's your hot water. You can do eco, hot, or boost, so if you want to do a bunch of showers or something, or just hot to do your dishes. And then your cabin heat, and you can rip that thing way on up, whatever you like. And it's kept us toasty, very toasty, even with the hatch open to let the heat go up there with Caroline. When we were in Utah and Colorado, that was stinking nice. It's breakfast time. In the interest of speed, we're grabbing some McDonald's. In the meantime, Abigail has fallen asleep, and in those early few minutes of sleep, if you stop the vehicle, she wakes up. So we're dividing and conquering this morning. No, it's not our typical challenge of the day that we would typically do in the wilderness, but these are the cards we've been dealt, folks. Traveling cross country, trying to work with a baby. So got to keep the car moving for her, and the rougher the better. I'm trying to simulate, maybe I'm talking too loud, I'm trying to to simulate a trail ride as best as possible. Wish me luck.
I may have done a thing. Real stuff.
Powering the new line of provider.
Time to swap out drivers for a minute.
Yeah. Abigail, you going to drive?
Hi.
You make this feel like you make it feel like with you by my side is where I belong. You make this feel like home.
All right, folks, well, we're fast forwarding just a little bit. Got some family time in, visited with folks. Sarah got sick. I had my back go out. We're all recovered now, so you didn't have to deal with any of that stuff. This morning, we're headed to a Rigs and Coffee at X-Grid Campers here in Knoxville. So, looking forward to seeing all the folks that came out to sample some delicious coffee and see this beautiful face right here. I'm just kidding. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys.
You got
Setups outside if you just want to, cruise and browse around. We're kind of all on Abigail's schedule today, so we'll coordinate with them on that. And we've got some gift certificates provided by Kevin and Sarah. So.
All right, well, we're going to start out with the whole family. We'll see how long it lasts because Abigail is a little grouchy today. First of all, thank y'all. Thanks so much for coming out here to see us. Thank you for watching all our adventures and literally riding along with us. And I always say we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, and that's the truth. I know a lot of you guys are patrons and you support us directly, and that's literally what keeps us going. So thank you so much for all your support, for all your encouragement, and for just being involved with this adventure. I never would have thought this Tennessee boy and this Tennessee girl would stumble into such an incredible pastime, surrounded by an incredible community of people who just love the outdoors the way that we do, and that you would find interest in our shenanigans. So extremely humbled to have this opportunity to take you guys on adventures with us when you can't get out there, and then hopefully inspire you to get out there and have your own adventures when you can. All right, folks, well, that's a wrap from Knoxville, Tennessee. Thank you all so much for coming to see us. Some of you guys drove a pretty good distance.
Yeah, they did.
All right, time to hit the road again.
Hit the road.
We're going to go see family, got a wedding. My brother Kyle's getting married. Congrats to you guys.
Woohoo!
And then north to Expo East. Let's roll. Oh, and before I forget, we finally found a replacement tire in Knoxville, and so we swung by a discount tire to get it swapped out. Before we left, I also asked to see the bad tire to see if I could find any damage on the interior that would give us a hint about the failure.
About all I could find was a small mark on the inside of the tire, but away from the blowout area. I guess this potentially could have been how the air made it into the tread and caused a separation, but it's still a bit of a mystery. For what it's worth, it's the first blowout discount tire is seen with the Falcons.
All right, quick stop for a haircut. If you guys are ever in Knoxville, check out Lefty's. Awesome job, Matt. Appreciate it. Now, on to see the family. I know it probably looks like I didn't get a haircut, but kept that side. Do you want to come? You want to ride too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And finally, after 1,600 miles and a few stops along the way to visit Sarah's family, we made it to the McCuston farm just in time for the rehearsal dinner. You might not know this, but my brother Kyle, who is the one getting married, is also the one who wrote and composed the soundtrack you're listening to now, along with a few others we've played with our adventures over the years. He's moved on to some pretty incredible projects with his talents, and chances are you've seen several films and commercials with his soundtracks. But he's not the only family member who has played a role in Lifestyle Overland. My youngest brother, Colin, helps us with the editing from time to time and is the animation artist who brought Topo Bear to life in our intros and outros, along with several other animations you see from time to time reminding you to subscribe, support, and shop in our store. My third brother, Caleb, who followed in my electrician footsteps, has occasionally stepped in and helped with our social media management over the years and has even rode along in a couple of episodes as we explored the hills of Tennessee and Kentucky. Some of the meals that we've shared with you on this channel are actually secret recipes from my mom. And as I'm editing this, I just realized I also need to share this unreal fettuccine alfredo with you soon because, folks, this meal was to die for. And I certainly wouldn't be sharing this story with you if it wasn't for my dad, who passed down the art of storytelling as we spent many winters passing time in a cold duck blind recounting memories from his childhood. So, if you're wondering why we invited you along to share these moments with our family, the fact is we've actually been sharing parts of our family in many small ways over the years. Sometimes you have to return to where you came from to get perspective on how far you've come and, more importantly, where you're headed next. And as I watched our kids playing on the land I grew up on, I was overwhelmed with how beautiful the cycle was and how awesome it is to have such unique parts of Lifestyle Overland enriched with fingerprints of our own family heritage.
It's good though, let's make it.
Such a vacation.
With the tasty meal in our bellies, we all snuck away from the outdoor festivities to check in on another Tennessee tradition that runs as thick as blood, watching the Volunteers stomp on a rival SEC team. Go Big Orange. The next morning, we dove headfirst into the wedding festivities as Kyle and Miriam began their own new adventure. So for myself, Sarah, Caroline, and Abigail, congratulations to the new bride and groom. We hope you've enjoyed riding along with us on this very different kind of story, but it's one that is just as much a part of us as are the ones that take us into the wilderness. Join us again next week as we share a few more special Tennessee traditions before hitting the road again, but this time north to Virginia for a special event and a little Atlantic experience. Until next time, remember to stay curious and leave it better than you found it.